Our first chance to see the 5th seeds Fiji, our champions in Toulouse, who have been rolling on since their return to the series. They are in fact the defending champions here in London too. Of course, 2019 was the last tournament. In fact, aiming for 3 in a row, Fiji.
Well, always one of the favourites wherever they go. Bakuru Nabili had a monster weekend in Toulouse. Can he find that form and back it up? Nathungu was integral as well. Rasaku is always a danger for the Welsh. Well, they're actually on day 3, played pretty good rugby 7, so they're coming in here with a bit of form, always there by the experience. Luke Trehan, can't wait to see what they have.
Luke Trehan playing his 50th tournament, of course, a couple of those for GB though as well, so ticking them up for Wales too. Such a great leader of this Welsh team, but KT going well on day 2 and 3, but it's the pool games where Wales have their problems. Doesn't help when you have to play Fiji first up.
Well, we just saw Spain against the USA. If you start getting those little things right in the game of 7s, well, anything can happen, you know, and I think there's those little things, little mistakes on day 1 is where they fall over. If they don't execute, if they come with the right mindset and are on form, they will test a lot of sides.
It is Luke Trehan who will get us underway. Shallow restart for Fiji to bring this ball down. Knocked off a Fiji hand and a bit of a knock to the side of the head as well.
I know.
Yeah, and that's Bakuru Nabili, I think, so they can ill afford to lose him this early in the tournament.
Come off, hold the throw, please.
15-game winning streak at Twickenham, champions in 2018, 2019.
Let's go.
And fought 3
Time
in a row. Great chance for Wales to start this match strongly though through Trehan. Try and work a little move in the middle. Create some space for Jenkins. Owen Jenkins with the offload again. It's bobbling loose ball and that's dangerous. Wales, I was going to say, thought they'd got there, but in fact it's going to fall on Fiji's side. And that is danger signs early on as their big runners step and weave their way through. Perfect start for Fiji. Underway, the defending champions. Tanakaibata scores early.
As they did last week on the back of some great defense, big men moving and shifting quickly is such a secret. Oh man, he's got the ball out like he wants to offload. Doesn't need it in the end because he's just got raw power. Tanakaibata, what a way to start.
And such control of their game at the moment. Fiji, if control is the word to use. This man at the thick of it all, YCN, one of the 100 club this season. There's been a few. Bring up 100 tries this season. Another from the dream team in Toulouse. As bodies go flying, and somehow Trehan is the one who wins the day. Spectacular fashion. Wales through Tom Williams. Juan Pearce-Jones with a little bit of footwork. Stepping and jinking and weaving and eventually brought down just on halfway. Good cover defence coming across from Rasaku. It was a nice little foray. Oh dear. Stitched up, big hit, and then the bodies pile in. They'll get a penalty though, Wales. Tanakaibata it was with the hit. And now spreading wide again for Pearce-Jones, this promising youngster for Wales. Just turned 19. Trehan with the offload. Wales, patience, key.
Backwards.
Bobble on the base of that ruck, but ball okay. It's Tom Williams. Skirts back across to the left, looking to link up again with Pearce-Jones. Nice little offload too. And the ball back in field. This is promising for Wales, and Tom Brown's over.
There we go, exactly what I was talking about. If they execute under pressure, they can threaten teams. They took a couple of big shots, but in the end, the weight of numbers, the weight of possession, they were able to come around and find the crease where they were compromised. Pierce Jones had a massive part to play in that try in the build-up. Touched the ball 3 or 4 times, was very effective. Gave that last pass inside to Tom Brown to get that score.
Staying in it early, important for Wales. Nice conversion too. All squares, 7-all. Juan Pierce Jones made his debut in Singapore. Misunderstanding from Fiji. That's the restart. Now tidying up and the offload and the runners coming. Vakura Nabili, I don't know if they'll stop her in there. It's going to be a very valiant chase as the runners come in the form of Nathungu. Waisia Nathungu, a couple of the big guns combined for Fiji.
Yeah, Nathungu with all his experience. Look at this one. Beautiful dish. 3 players around. It's a beautiful line. There's Vakuru Nabili. Probably could have gone all the way if he really needed to, but he says, you know what, I'll just give it to this guy who's in second gear, backing up. Waisia Nathungu sets it up, gets the rewards.
Every time I see just Vakura Nabili, I always have to check those stats. 192 metres, 112 kgs.
Probably runs 100 and what, 10 point
Wondering what
something
his
or
100
other.
was too. Big long strides. I see Nathungu though, 106 tries now.
Yeah, another dude who's joined the 100 club there, Waisia Nathungu. I think that was in Vancouver. Integral part of this team now, Nathungu.
Oh, there they was wondering. I hadn't seen any Fiji supporters yet. Sure, they're here.
Ah, here, right.
Red.
Surprised that I couldn't see any. There they are, and they're going to get some action their way too as Kamaniele Rasaku does it on his own.
Oh yeah, Fiji are woken up now. Might have been a bit sleepier that first kick-off, but Yandra to them. Good morning. They're ready to go. Ever since this dude's gotten on the series this year, he has been fantastic. Kamaniele Rasaku, been a real find.
Just his 6th tournament. 18th try, dream team again last week. Kamaniele Rasaku, and all of a sudden, Fiji from 7-all, there they are, there's some supporters.
It's amazing to think though, Ricky, you lose someone like Jerry Tuwai, who's probably the most decorated sevens player ever in history. You think normally out of any other team, it'll leave a big hole, but then you get the likes of Nathungu stepping up and Rasaku now. It's just Ndungungu who started on the bench to skip.
We haven't even seen Nandavalo yet.
It's
And the scary thing is there's probably another 20 of sitting at home too, waiting for their turn. Hard team to crack. 19-7 now. Wales just have not been able to secure possession from any of the restarts. Umbukado throws a loose ball. It's the first mistake Fiji have probably made in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and you just feel that Wales really needed that to reset. They started off well, but then Fiji just go wang back smooth from the 19, 3 tries up. Yeah, just a little bit forward out of the hand, unfortunate there. Had their set piece play going, but Wales just need to hang in.
Fine. Set.
We've got the tactic here from Wales. They want to play with the siren going for half-time. They've had some good purchase down this side too, and that's another good, strong carry. Thump to the ground as Morgan Williams this time. Wales work through the middle, looking to create a hole, and they found another one again, and now some speed from Tom Brown. What a brilliantly worked try and some wonderful individual effort. Brown gets a second.
The footwork was the one that stood out for me for Callum Williams. Look at this from the young man. Whack, whack. Oh yeah, not many people leave Rasaku in this wake, but then had to restart his momentum over the first 5 or 6 meters, just so quick. Oh yeah, youthful enthusiasm, Ricky, how good.
Callum Williams taking it on. Oh, it's a really good response from Wales after a difficult period. Conversion no good. And they go 19-12 up. Fiji at half-time.
One, next score. Two, now lower defense. Set, attack, it's working for us. Defense, just settle. Set, next job, let's go.
Just wait for my whistle.
In 1912, Fiji leading Wales, and the home team, England, will be hitting Twickenham shortly against Scotland. What a matchup that will be coming up in Pool D, rather. There's Alex Davis and the England team get ready to roll in front of their home fans. 1912, Wales hanging in this one. Good score right on half-time, gets them back into it as Fungu gets us back underway. Good hands down low from Curtis Jones, scooped that up. And Wales again manipulating some space, nice quick hands this time, tipping the ball on. Some good combinations down the left side have Wales so far in this match. Trahan in the middle, looking for Curtis Jones again. We've seen his good footwork, slips under one. It looked awkward. Advantage being played for Wales as they spread again. Tom Williams can't handle it in the contact though. And they look like they will play the knock on.
I'll tell you what, a lot of players are slipping on this deck, and I'm not quite sure what it is. We haven't had that much rain this week, but I think maybe just the surface is so good at the moment, it's cut short with the light spreads. You can't get your gripping, so that's something to watch out for. You see a number of times here in that one attack, the Wales players slipping over.
Come on.
Sub 1 and 8,
Fiji. 1 and 8.
Mouldies aren't necessarily the best option on this turf.
Can we just take the penalty?
Yeah, because I saw you wanted to play, that's why I let you play.
No, we played a few games here, did Rob Vickerman.
Hook that stay.
Fiji
Sorry, Wales 6.
rolling in some of their subs as well. Fumu and Hakuda and Billy to the bench.
Is complete?
Mulatha rolls on. Kunatani.
Fine. Set.
And Gollings wanted them to strike first score after half-time. And the score so far at the break, 19-12, and there goes Rasaku up the middle again, looking for the support runners again. Kamaniele Rasaku eventually brought to ground 10 metres on the Wales side of halfway, and a penalty under pressure too.
Back 10, red.
Wales give away.
Yeah, I don't think Wales are back 10 at all. Yeah, and there's the piggyback penalties.
That's the pressure that Fiji put you under when they lift the tempo. Wales backtracking, and then this the big easy ball right down the middle for a big man, and Semi Kunatani popular here. That's not a popular move from Wales, but Fiji strike first after half-time.
Well, it's frustration, isn't it, from this Wales team? They were deep in Fiji territory. They gave away 2 penalties, and then Fiji strike like this. Rasaku with the initial run. Did extremely well on that far wing. They go too high here, doesn't release the player when he gets the ball. Nice offload on the inside to who? The beast, Semi Kunatani.
Don't know if it's the smartest move from Tom Brown.
I was going to say, you don't really want to wake up the beast, the young fella. Not sure.
There they are in all their full colour, glory. sights and sounds. The Fiji supporters in control now, 24 points to 12. Napoleone Mbulatha. Restart us. And Samoa on as well, shallow restart. Knocked down on the Wales side. Just a little bit of possession they've had in a while. Chianowski it was who brings it in for Wales.
Play on backwards.
Getting themselves in a little bit of a tangle as Fiji come in and look at the pressure going in, locked in, stealing that ball back. Tap and go, Kunatani. Keeping it short. So many options, 3-on-1. Not a heck of a lot the Welsh defence could do. Napoleone Mbulatha scores again for Fiji.
Yeah, now they're starting to ramp it up, aren't they? Everyone's getting into the tournament off the bench. Napoleone Mbulatha. Massive overlap for him. He's another guy, man. One of the best going around. He's starting off the bench majority of the times.
Back into the side. A lot of these guys, lots of heavy strapping back end of the season as well. Coaches rotating their squads with so much luxury as well. And then guys like that off the bench. 31-12 now, Fiji. Still with just under 3 minutes to play as well.
Yeah, and you take into account, Ricky, it was a 3-day tournament last week in Toulouse, and they come here, 5 days rest, factor in that travel. Then you've got to come here and aim up again.
Shallow restart, contested ball in the area. Fiji are so strong, soaring high again. Another play in Mbulatha, it is losing his feet too. The sun streams down again. Some way Samoa. Kunatani gets rid of 1 and 2 and then loses the ball in contact. Rare mistake.
Finish over.
Simi Kunatani allows Wales to get moving again. There's a little bit of space here wide on the left. It's shut down pretty quickly for Lloyd Lewis. Back in field, good hands, Trahan. Just stays in the field of play as well.
Out, play on.
Just to scoop it back, and that's when it gets messy. They'll get a penalty.
Oh, Lewis had to give it on the inside of Tyler Morgan. If he does, it's a try all day long. Got to go quick here, Wales.
Here's Cole Swanwick getting things on the way, losing the feet, taking advantage too as Swanwick. And then lost possession as well.
Again, there's those moments you got to nail. In the second half, unfortunately, the Welsh team have been suffocated by this Fijian team. Every time they made a break or a half break, Fiji have got back in numbers. I know that's something Coach Ben Gollings has been focusing on. There, that's the moment he had to look on the inside and give it. Unfortunate.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Advice for the referee before the ball goes into the scrum, and it shoots from Mukiaro. And early my Samoa puts the foot down, or just clinging on, needed to get a hold of jersey, did the Welsh defence, and did just that. Really good job from Tyler Morgan. Wales tap and go to the final minute of play now, putting some pressure on this Fiji defence. Jahan stabs a little kick through under pressure. Gee, that's a cleverly weighted, beautiful kick. And the try for Morgan Williams.
Yeah, fantastic option there from Luke Trahan. The secret is he takes it right to the line so the defence can't drift off. Nothing doing, comes across, has a look. Oh yeah, the inside boot too off the right foot. Sits up perfectly for Morgan Williams.
Some skill under pressure from the skip. You can't convert. A little bonus for Wales towards the end of the match now. 31-17, Fiji lead. Fiji bouncing ball. Oh, this is lands nicely. Play on is the call. It went backwards. It was hacked ahead. All bobbling all over the place, and it might be Wales who get the final say in this match. Uh-oh, sorry about it, Lies. There goes Fiji. Well, quite an extraordinary finish. Filippo Mukiaro Just when it looked like Wales would break, back the other way it goes, and Fiji find the final flourish.
Well, they had to have a go, didn't they, Wales? It's unfortunate here that it goes into the hands of Fiji if you're a Welsh supporter, but that's the way they do it. They get into those supporting lanes and cut them off, and that's just a nice read by Bukia Yaro.
So a little bit of a sleepy start for Fiji, then they really rolled into their work and look ominous again as they defend their title, aiming for a three-peat in London. Great start for Fiji, 38-17.